Good evening, Patriots. It's Sky here from Oak Societies. How's everybody doing tonight? It's great to be back in the saddle. It's been a few days since I've recorded. Yesterday got kiboshed by technical difficulties, but we're here today. And today we're feeling good, we're feeling strong, we're feeling optimistic about the future. Where's everybody going? Where's everybody today? How's everybody doing? Gather around. We got so much to talk to about today. I cannot wait. It's gonna be great. So, what's on the docket for today? We're gonna be talking about sleepy, creepy Joe Biden, General Flynn, and of course, Q had to. Why did Q have to go and drop like 12 drops right half hour before the show? But that's okay. We'll try to squeeze those in. Let's get everybody around. If everybody can, go to the Woke Society's YouTube channel right now. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Tell your friends and family about this channel. We are the news now. Support independent media and subscribe to the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated. If you guys want to, you could also go over to my Patreon to become a patron. You can do as low as $1 a month, or you can join my new tiers here. The highest one gets you exclusive content, which will be starting in May. If you guys don't want to do that, you could always go right to my BitChute. That is my backup channel that has all my content on it as well, and even better, my wokesocieties.com webpage, where you can catch all of my content on the go. And you can go to all those podcasting platforms there, which is fantastic. And what's even better, go to my store and you guys can check out these beautiful Woke Societies mugs. My brother makes these in New York, and they're beautiful quality and all of that good stuff. So, and if you guys want to make a donation tonight, you can go right to my PayPal and drop a donation. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Let's go to the chat. What's everyone doing? Hello from Georgia. Good Q drops. Hasn't seen one in a bit. Yeah, it's been a little while. But that's okay. Margaret Adamson. Yes, I did see that you got an order. Yes, the store has been picking up, ladies and gentlemen. People have been buying the Woke Society's mugs, which is pretty awesome. They are good quality. My brother is in the room right now. He's actually one of the moderators, so yeah. The OBS is a little bit finicky. It keeps wanting to go to my thumbnail scene, so sorry for that. But either way, couple more minutes here, and we're gonna get the show started. And after the intro, after my new intro we're gonna play, I'm going to announce the guest. I have a big guest, ladies and gentlemen. Big guest to announce for next Tuesday's live stream, and I can't wait to announce it. It's crazy how far this channel is coming along, so that's gonna be exciting. Very, very exciting. Yeah, for whatever reason, when I click my mouse, it wants to go to the other scene here, and I don't know why. But okay, we'll have to just play around with it and figure it out. Almost 200 viewers in the room already. Can we get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen? Get those likes up, comment, and all that good stuff. This show is about to start in a minute. Want to give everybody some time to get in and around. Yo, the doctor's in the house. What up, folks? What up, the effing doctor? What's good, my friend? So yeah, I'm going to play a video of Trump here trashing the media. We'll jump into the intro and we'll jump right into the content. Glad everyone is here. Glad everyone is here to hang out with me on a Tuesday night. We are still in quarantine mode, but it's whatever. But either way. All right, everybody, we got the selfless plugs out of the way. We got all that stuff. You guys ready to see Trump trash the media? What he did today? We'll take a look at this video, and we'll see you guys on the other side of the intro. Here we go.
Clarify. Yahoo, gentlemen, I just want to make it clear that South Korea's testing was 11 per per 100,000, and we're at 17 per 100,000. So
Are you going to apologize, Yahoo? That's why you're Yahoo, and nobody knows who the hell you are.
correct.
Go ahead, let's
Based
go.
on the
Jeff.
numbers
Go
I've
ahead.
seen,
That's why
not-
nobody knows who you are, including me. Go ahead.
Mr. President, just to
You ought to get your facts right before you.
Well, we
make
have
a
had
statement like that.
14
Okay, well,
times
your
to
facts
get
are
back to
wrong.
that.
Let's go.
just to clarify,
who are Yahoo?
Got him.
Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring it all to light, all the plans they conceal. Grab your flashlight, it's time to go down the rabbit hole. It's dark and hell is hot, dealing with satanic souls. The tide is turning, patriots are now in control. Apply aggressive pressure right now until they fold. Stay woke, open up guys and keep them peeled. All they do is lie, realize not everything is real. Through Project Looking Glass, the future is revealed. Future proves past, but there won't be any deals. Woke society's fam, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe and non on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow.
Wasn't that wonderful just to see Trump completely annihilate that reporter? That was today. That was today. And to be completely honest, what is the point? What is the point of these pressers, man? Because all it is just, it's just ridiculous. It's just these pointed narrative questions. They just go nowhere. It's unbelievable. It's whatever though. What can we do? What can we do? All right, guys, we ready to jump into the content today? We're gonna get into this. And again, just to let everybody know, if you have a donation because I was demonetized, I can actually reapply in 2 days to see if I get monetized again, but we'll have to take a look. We'll have to see. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Thanks for everybody joining, and we're off here. So, my big guest that I'm going to be announcing here. This is going to be next Tuesday, 8 o'clock. You guys all know him. You guys see him on Red Pill 78. He is the co-host with Red Pill 78, and none other than Methods is going to be on with yours truly next Tuesday to do a live show. And ladies and gentlemen, this is so exciting. This was somebody I first started following when I had maybe 20 followers on Twitter when I started doing this whole gig here. And to have someone like this come onto my show is just tremendous. It's absolutely tremendous, and I couldn't be more honored. And the reason why, there's many reasons why. I think he's a really good dude. I've never actually talked to him in person, but that doesn't matter. We've had interactions online, and he just seems like a really good, down-to-earth guy. He's a patriot. He's all about this movement. And to be completely honest, he's helped me out so far just by retweeting my tweets and just putting out messages to go follow me and to subscribe on the channel. The guy is just a stand-up guy. He added just simply a tweet alone, a simple tweet alone, added about 500 to 600 subs just to my YouTube channel. So that is who is going to be with us, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Methods, and I'm glad to announce it. And we're going to just shoot the shit, and we'll see what happens. That's going to be next week. So I'm sure a lot of news is going to break and all that good stuff. So that is the guest. I'm sure everyone's excited to hear that and all that good stuff. So that's out of the way. Where do we want to begin? So I would like to begin. I would love to begin with this. So this morning I woke up. My brother sent me an actual tweet of this video, a very disturbing video. I didn't share it. I tweeted about it today. It was a boy doing a sexual act to himself. You could clearly tell it was a boy. But the problem was, this was let up on Twitter, and when I saw it this morning, it was up to 16,000 views. I saw 5 seconds of it, immediately grossed out because of what was going on in the video. But these videos are left up. These videos are left up, and this isn't the first time we've seen this. And we know who Jack, the CEO of Twitter, who he lays in bed with, as far as deep state actors and his whole entire narrative. But Kate Awakening here showed a tweet, and she said, I have a question. Is there even a way to report content on Twitter where children are in danger, such as actual photos of them being hurt when you go to report a tweet. These are your options. Help us understand the problem. What is going on? And these are the options, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing here that's even close. The only one that's close is it's harmful, it's abusive or harmful. That's the only thing we have here. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we are seeing a absolute ramp up of the suppression from YouTube, from Twitter. We're seeing where the alliances are drawn. We already know where those alliances are drawn, but we're seeing it and really ramping up here towards the end of April now. We're coming into May, and we knew it was going to get bad because we knew this is going to be an election year. The suppression was going to be even more ramped up than usual, but now it's getting bad. And you guys heard, you guys saw, what we got here? Yes, educating liberals. His account had 520,000 followers. And the moment he broke 500,000 here, Twitter snagged his account, and now he's completely gone. That account shut out. And before I was doing this, he's actually back on now under a very similar Twitter handle. But either way, he's back, but he took a huge hit in followers. And he's actually talking about doing a class action lawsuit against these companies because somebody needs to do something. AJ Barr was talking about coming down on these companies because they hide behind this little law that labels them not as publishers but as platforms, but they're not acting as, the whole thing is they're Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, these are platforms. Platforms allow people to go on and put the content on there as long as it's not just disgusting and overly terrible content, racist stuff, like super obvious stuff, right? But the way these companies are acting, they're acting as publishers because they're actually censoring content. They're censoring content. And this is where Educating Liberals is going to try to make a class action lawsuit, apparently. And he's already talking to lawyers on Twitter and retweeted some of those responses already. So it's really good to see. But it's really crazy because it's not just us truthers out there that are getting this censorship. This is from Zero Hedge here. These are two doctors, and the title of the article is YouTube Censors Viral Video of California Doctors Criticizing Stay-at-Home Order. These two doctors here were very outspoken about how they feel about what's going on with this virus. And as it reads here, YouTube has censored a viral video in which two doctors criticized the logic of whether California's stay-at-home coronavirus order is necessary. The video, which had racked up over 5 million views, featured Dr. Dan Erickson and Dr. Artin Masai, co-owners of Accelerated Urgent Care in Bakersfield, California. In the clip, Erickson asserts that there is only 0.03 chance of dying from COVID in the state of California, prompting him to ask, does that necessitate sheltering in place? Does that necessitate shutting down medical systems? Does that necessitate people being out of work? Erickson also asked why fatalities were being counted as COVID-19 deaths when other ailments were actually more to blame. We discussed that I don't know how many times on the show with what they're doing with the death counts for the COVID virus. When someone dies in this country right now, they're not talking about the high blood pressure, the diabetes, the stroke. They're saying, did they die from COVID? Erickson said. We've been to hundreds of autopsies. You don't talk about one thing, you talk about comorbidities. ER doctors now say it's interesting when I'm writing about my death report, I'm being pressured to add COVID. Why is that? And then here's the video, which I'm not going to play. This has gone viral. A bunch of you might have seen it, but that's not the whole point of me showing you this. But earlier this month, YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki told CNN that the company would ban any video content that contradicted World Health Organization recommendations. So what that means is YouTube, it does not matter if you're offering actual cures, actual alternatives to what the narrative is, even if you are a professional in your field as a doctor. Even doctors who are offering observations and objective information based on real numbers is being censored. So when you see that, it's almost super discouraging. Super discouraging as a creator on here, because if these guys are getting the guys that are actually in their professions, me just a normal Joe out here trying to get the truth out, what does that say for us? It does not matter. We're seeing Hollywood align with who? We're seeing Bill Gates align with who? We're seeing all the players, seeing who they're aligning with, and it tells you so much about who they are and if they're an enemy or not. And this is what we're seeing. It's absolutely crazy. And it's not even that. We have the WHO, and we even have the UN here. This is from the Dan Bongano show. EU softens report on Chinese disinformation after pressure from China. This was from yesterday. The European Union caved to the demands. I'm so used to linking Democrats to controversy and corruption. It just slipped out of my mouth there. The European Union caved to the demands of the Chinese Communist Party and altered a report that documented their disinformation campaign regarding their response to the coronavirus. The EU ended up removing language that criticized the CCP in order to deflect blame for their handling of the pandemic spread and its cover-up of its origin. The original report read that China has continued to run a global disinformation campaign to deflect blame for the outbreak of the pandemic and improve its international image. Both overt and covert tactics have been observed. The report also criticized the CCP for blaming France for how it handled the virus. The EU then rewrote the report, whitewashing references to the Chinese disinformation campaign and making it softer on the CCP. For example, one section cites disinformation from state-backed sources from various governments, including Russia and, to a lesser extent, China, as the Daily Caller's Chuck Ross writes. This pressure from the CCP and its continuing disinformation campaign has been continuing since the beginning of the pandemic, from its cover-up on the origin of the virus and where it came from, to its disappearing of any whistleblowers, and that includes doctors, and using the World Health Organization as their PR mouthpiece. So guys, what do we need to completely cut ourselves off from the WHO, which we've stopped funding for the meantime until this investigation is done into the lab in Wuhan. And I would love for us to be just completely cut off from the UN, completely cut off from these globalist agenda, these globalist organizations, just completely, because we're seeing who is aligning again with who. And it's so obvious to tell who the enemy is and who are the people that are truly fighting to get rid of this virus and giving us the real facts about this virus. It's all out in the open. It's just crazy to see this. And even worse, I've dug into Bill Gates so many times. That's why I'm only going to show this one video. But this was Bill Gates talking about how Trump's using China as a distraction. And this just pissed me off. Let's just take a listen.
Did respond very quickly and get their testing in place, and they avoided the incredible economic pain. And it's sad that even the U.S., that you would have expected to do this well, did it particularly poorly. But it's not time to talk about that. But this is the time to take the great science we have, the fact that we're in this together, fix testing, treatments, and get that vaccine, and minimize the trillions of dollars and many things that you can't even dimensionalize in economic terms that are awful about the situation that we're in. So that's a distraction. I think there's a lot of incorrect and unfair things said, but it's not even time for that discussion.
It's not even time for that discussion, and China is being used as a distraction. China is being used as a distraction. When this guy talks, knowing what I know about him now, his voice you just want to take his head and just stuff it into a toilet. Why does this man, just because he donates billions of dollars to the WHO, why does he get a say into what is being done about any of this? Because he's got all this money and his philanthropy and all this other good stuff that this man has done, but his whole entire foundation is completely corrupt, absolutely corrupt. But it drives me crazy. It drives me nuts. So again, we're seeing who the players are aligning with, and this is what we're seeing now. So, and just to clear anything up, if anyone's still wondering, because some of these articles I had from yesterday. So Kim Jong-un, he's alive and well. And from what we're seeing here is these are just precautionary measures as far as why he has not been out and about for these national holidays and parades and what have you. And either way, the entire thing was completely botched by the mainstream media. And you can see here, speculation about Kim's health has ramped up in the past week, with several news outlets in the United States and Asia reporting that he is in dire condition or is even dead. Over the weekend, a Hong Kong broadcaster reported that he died, while a Japanese news outlet claimed that he was in a vegetative state, although both cited unnamed sources. Just look at that beautiful face. Look at that man. Funny thing is how is this man so overweight and his people are starving? That's just not a good look. I never thought that was a good look, but either way, he is alive and well. And I just thought it was funny because there was an MSNBC reporter, I believe, that put out the tweet that he was brain dead. And then she later apologized for tweeting that, and she took it down, and she got absolutely eviscerated as she deserved. So that was great to see. So, and one other thing I just want to get out of the way here, just as a public announcement or a public warning here, I've been seeing a lot of this UFO footage, these Pentagon video releases. Now, I don't know, I can't remember where I saw the video and where I read this information, but I just want to warn everybody, CNN, the guys from the History Channel with the UFO stories with Tom DeLonge, and the guys from the CIA, and the show that's it's paid for by John Podesta, his hands are all over it. All these deep state crooks are involved with a lot of this coverage that's going on with the UFO footage, with the pill-like craft and all that stuff. I just want to warn people. I remember watching a video of something that was very compelling, stating that these craft were actually military craft, and they knew it, but the guys out there that were filming it had no idea, but it's being portrayed as a UFO. Now, some of those videos could very well be real. I haven't seen all of them, but my whole entire, I guess, reservation of getting too much into that is because the mainstream media has their hands all over it as well, and they're pushing it. And they're just pushing the same videos. They've been pushing these videos since last year, because I did videos on these exact videos. And the mainstream media that's the only thing they're focusing on, is these ships, these pill-like ships, and that the Pentagon's releasing them, and the Navy knew about this. And they're not going into any other details besides that. All this supposed fake disclosure means nothing. It means nothing to me, because the real disclosure is about the secret space programs, and all the information that goes along with that, with Operation Paperclip and the whole entire thing. And that is where that real disclosure is. We want to know about the technology, the anti-gravity technology, all that stuff. But I just want to just throw that out there, because a lot of people have been asking me about it, wanted to know my views on it. I'm not going to get into this because I've gone over these same videos probably at least 5 or 6 times, and it's the same deal. It's the same deal. And even Washington Examiner said, Harry Reid says UFO footage only scratches the surface. And this is why I always say the Space Force is such a huge deal, because I'm hoping one day the Space Force is going to be what bridges the gap between what all these black projects are with, what are they? Lockheed and Martin, Skunk Works. These guys, these private contractors that have built these anti-gravity tech, be slowly released to the public, because these technologies out there, they're all out there, and they need to be released. But we'll have to see what happens. So that is my take on that. So let's get into General Flynn, shall we? So we all heard, and this was fantastic news, that General Flynn is going to be exonerated, hopefully sometime this week. And we even heard too, there was a reporter asked, they asked Trump if Flynn could get his job back, and he didn't rule it out. Trump did not rule it out at all. He said he was a very great man. I'm going to show you the video of that in just a moment. But this is from Catherine Herridge, who seems to be the only okay reporter here at CBS, because she's the only one that I see reporting on this in the mainstream media, really. The mainstream media has been completely quiet about it, but this is crazy. So on new records, motion to dismiss, Judge Sullivan sets first deadline within days. Governor shall file a response to Mr. Flynn's sealed motion by no later than 12 p.m. on 5/4, and Mr. Flynn shall file his reply by no later than 5/6. So that's next week. So we actually have dates. So we are seeing a possible exoneration here. And from all accounts, it's going to come down. And now I'm going to just get into the Q drop here. And I know everyone, I'm getting messages right now saying Q is still dropping right now. And I'll try to, if you guys want to hang out after we're going to go probably till about 9. I'll stay on a little bit later if you guys want to hang out with me, and I'll go over the Q drops. I'll read them and give my 2 cents about it, because they're dropping a lot right now. But this whole entire thing came from 3988, General Flynn to be completely exonerated next week. And it shows the Paul Revere Tower here with both of the lights lit. And we see here before the 2 candles were lit before, but they were not up. In this picture, they are. So it's just a sign, obviously, of things to come. Now, I want to show a quick thread here from Praying Medic to give anyone a background. If anyone's new here who has no idea who General Flynn is and what his relevance is, let's just go through this real quick. So on December 4th, 2017, after Anons expressed concern about the fate of General Flynn, Q assured them he was safe. And they said this back on December 4th. Who knows where the bodies are buried? And that's not actually talking about bodies. Flynn is safe, we protect our bodies. And Praying Medic says here, to know where the bodies are buried is an idiom. General Flynn doesn't literally know the location of buried bodies. As a former director of Defense Intelligence Agency, he knows about the crimes of corrupt people. So as we continue here, General Flynn was attacked because he had evidence that could be used against corrupt people. Therefore, they needed to neutralize him. I think it was Andrew McCabe said they needed to F Flynn first, then they could F Trump. And obviously, I'm censoring myself, but this was the plan, and they did get Flynn first. But now he's on the offensive, which we're about to see. The Patriots, working with President Trump, anticipated Flynn would be attacked and developed a role for him outside the White House. And Q said, we knew this day would come. We knew people would need a guide. We all have a part to play. Who knew Flynn would be challenged? Part of the plan. Flynn Jr. recent did not lie to VP and all that good stuff. And Q is reminding us again. And I think they just put another drop out to explain this. What makes a movie good? Great actors. And they're just reminding of this. So who are these actors? Q has said for years that FISA is the start of the publicly visible aspect of the DOJ's removal of corruption. Illegal FISA surveillance of Trump's campaign will objectively and factually prove that Obama's intelligence agencies attempted to overthrow an election. And you guys can see it here. FISA is start. This is why us and all the other truthers in the community are trying to tell people to be as patient as possible. FISA is the beginning of it. And now we are starting our offensive. On December 16th, Q said evidence that would exonerate General Flynn would be used to indict those who illegally spied on him. Q listed 3 counts that will be found in an indictment against them and listed 6 more accounts that are to be revealed, and we can see that here in the Q drop. Number 8, I believe, though I am not certain, that the 9 counts listed above will be found in the first unsealed indictment. This was posted on December 17th, one day after the message in the previous tweet. And on April 10th, Q posted a placeholder that will track either the names of indicted people or the charges brought against them. This placeholder is for the category non-civ, which I believe means non-civilian or military. So from what we can see here so far, the first indictment, it could be military, but we know Q said it's going to be an awakening. It's going to awake the entire world. It's going to be a shock. But Praying Medic continues here, says, according to Sidney Powell, the transcripts of General Flynn's phone calls to former Ambassador Kislyak were leaked by Pentagon source. That makes me wonder if a military non-civilian commission will be on the venue for the first indictment. And again, Praying Medic shows last Thursday, Sean Hannity said 2 big stories are about to break. There's a hint in his words, maybe implicated in one or both of the stories. And I didn't hear anything really bombshelly come out yet last night from this, so I'm not sure what the stories were, but again, it's just more teasing, more anticipation. So Friday morning, the New York Times explained that John Durham's investigation is looking into the leaks to the media, including the leaked transcript of General Flynn's phone calls to former Russia Ambassador Kislyak. And this is important because this is going to be crazy, because not only are the Spygate actors are going to hopefully be indicted, hopefully this is going to drag in Yahoo and the rest of these mainstream outlets and cause maybe financial harm to them and completely wipe them out. I don't know, but they're going to be wrapped up in this because they were all part of this. They were all part of the programming of Trump with Russia. Trump spied, or Trump lied, included with Russia to win the election. We know the story, right? Very big stuff. But a few hours later, it was announced the DOJ filed sealed evidence in General Flynn's case that is exculpatory. So what does exculpatory evidence mean? Exculpatory evidence is anything that clears someone or something of guilt or blame is exculpatory. Exculpatory means from the Latin word exculpate, meaning freed from blame. Crazy stuff. And this was the tweet that Q linked to. And it says that it was a total fraud, a setup. What does her source sound like? And there's the picture of the towers. Same JPEG with a single underscore for the file name. All that crazy stuff. And we go here. And we're just scrolling through this quickly here, and it shows the Digital Army Punisher. Very big stuff, but at the same time, I just want to show everybody. Sorry for the scene switches here. There's a bug here with this program right now, but it's okay. And in case anyone forgot, I'm going to show some people the hearings of these people that are going to most likely be indicted, because I want people to remember how they lied, what they lied about, and how stupid they're going to look and how embarrassed they're going to look. This was treason, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look here at the videos here.
Go to Senator White. One very quick question. Are either one of you aware of incidental collection by our intelligence community of any presidential candidate, staff, or campaign during the 2016 election cycle?
Say that again.
Was there any incidental collection where our intelligence community collects information involving a presidential candidate on either side of the aisle during 2015 or 2016?
No, not to my knowledge.
Liar.
I believe Director Comey was also asked this question and declined to answer it, so I need to follow the same lines that DOJ has drawn. Again, you should not draw from that my answer is yes, but rather that the answer would require me to reveal classified information.
Thank you, Senator White.
So they're hiding behind classified information. And ladies and gentlemen, that is James Clapper and Sally Yates, the ones who went after Flynn. And you can just tell by their body language. This was, I don't know. This was what? I don't remember when this video was out. A couple years ago? Either way, bunch of liars. They're sitting here lying in front of this committee here. And it's not just that one. Let's not leave Comey out of this. This was on January 24th of 2017. Let's listen here. This one's even more damning.
Agents ending up in the sit room. How did that happen?
I sent them. Something I probably wouldn't have done or maybe gotten away with in a more organized investigation, a more organized administration, in the George W. Bush administration, for example, or the Obama administration. The protocol, two men that all of us have perhaps increased appreciation for over the last 2 years. And in both of those administrations, there was process. And so if the FBI wanted to send agents into the White House itself to interview a senior official, you would work through the White House counsel, and there'd be discussions and approvals and who would be there. And I thought, it's early enough, let's just send a couple guys over. And so we placed a call to Flynn, said, hey, we're sending a couple guys over. Hope you'll talk to them. He said, sure. Nobody else was there. They interviewed him in a conference room at the White House Situation Room, and he lied to them. And that's what he's now pled guilty to.
He lied to them. Now, Flynn did lie. Flynn did lie, but what he's leaving out is that the FBI was also blackmailing him to go after his son. I don't even know what it was for, but it was something ridiculous. So they pretty much forced Flynn to lie under oath. And this is what they're getting this man on. But Comey knows. He knows he didn't lie. The whole entire thing was a setup. So just imagine, these are the people that were most likely going to be indicted, hopefully very soon. And I just want to look at this one too. This is from Nunez was talking in February about one of the main reasons why General Flynn was targeted.
And the frustrating part about this is that I know, because I was on the Trump transition team, one of the things that General Flynn wanted to do, he thought it was critically important that we empty out the swamp of all the senior intelligence folks that are in Washington, D.C. So they had a real reason to get rid of General Flynn. And because he was going to downsize the NSC, downsize the rest of the IC elements in the swamp, push people out to the field, which is where you can actually get intelligence. That's what he wanted to do. And so I know that because he told me this. I mean, this is not rumint. This is him telling me, looking at a chart on all the people he was going to eliminate. And the frustrating.
So you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, Flynn and the Trump team, they had a plan ready to go to downsize, because remember, we're talking about this before, Obama's cabinets were so overinflated which is all these people that they just did not need to be there. And Trump needed to figure out who was on his side and who wasn't. So they wanted to downsize everything, especially the intelligence agencies. They needed to know who is who's deep state, who's in on all this and who's not. And General Flynn, who is a complete badass, had names on boards ready to be taken down. So he was a threat to them. Because Flynn knows, again, he knows where the bodies are buried. There is a reason why they went after Flynn first and then they went after Trump. Crazy, right? Let me just hop over to the chat real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Let me check in on you guys. See how we're doing. Yes, all right, very good. We're up to 522 viewers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming here. If we can hit that like button, hit the like button. It takes 1 second. It gets this episode seen by YouTube and in the search algorithms. Hit that like button. Thank you so much. Let me pop back over here and get the show back on the road. Yeah, it keeps going to my thumbnail scene. Don't know why, but let's continue here. So we have Tracy Beans here also stating here there is exculpatory information, General Flynn, coming from Baker's notes. But what's even crazier here, who does this really implement? Because who is at the head of all this? Underneath Obama, we have John Brennan. And what we're finding here, this is also from the Bongino blog here, from the 24th, former NSC Chief of Staff says John Brennan hid evidence that Putin favored Hillary in 2016. So we have the opposite story from what the main narrative has been sold to us. So the goal, this is what it says, the goal of Russian interference in elections is more often to create chaos than help any particular candidate, as evidenced by the fact that Russians helped simultaneously organize pro and anti-Trump protests after the election, one of which was attended by Michael Moore. Why Russia would have wanted Trump to take office is a question liberals have never had a serious answer for, and it's honestly a question I never even thought to ask. Why would Putin want Trump as the president? Wouldn't he want the status quo of everything? Remember Hillary sold uranium to them? Trump wasn't doing any of that stuff. Why would they want Trump in there? It's just logical. It makes sense, right? So while Russia didn't explicitly back a candidate, former National Security Council Chief of Staff Fred Fleitz now says that there's evidence that Russia at least preferred a Madam President, and that former CIA director and Spygate character John Brennan ignored and hid the evidence of that. So more gravely, this is a quote, they said that then CIA Director John Brennan suppressed facts or analysts that showed why it was not in Russia's interest to support Trump and why Putin stood to benefit from Hillary Clinton's election. They also told me that Brennan suppressed that intelligence over the objections of CIA analysts. The former NSC Chief of Staff further stated that Brennan suppressed high-quality intelligence, suggesting that Putin actually wanted the more predictable and malleable Clinton to win the 2016 election. Notable word there. Easily molded is my definition. That's probably not the real definition, but that's the gist of it. So someone they can easily manipulate to what they want to do. Flight suggested that Brennan relied upon low-quality intelligence that failed to meet intelligence community standards to support the political claim that Russia officials wanted Trump to win. And the fact that you have a CIA director going to using low quality intelligence is just, there's no excuse. There's no justification. You were setting this president up to fail and to overthrow him, which is treason. But down here is all these links are in the description below so you guys can see. But to the contrary, it says the conventional unwisdom on the left, Trump has been no ally of Russia, and it lists everything that Trump has done that has stifled Russia and gone against Russia. So again, it's just more of this evidence. But again, this is when General Flynn announced that he's putting in that he was changing his plea and that he's being exonerated. This is why I'm saying this got people's attention. This is the shot heard around the world because it started with Flynn. And now Flynn's going to be vindicated. And if he gets back on Trump's team, oh my gosh, what are the things that he knows? It's going to be scorched earth, hell on fire, absolute hell on fire. And just remember, people, these are the names right here. These are the names that signed off on the FISA warrant. We have Comey, Conway, McCabe, Sally Yates, we just saw in the previous videos. I don't know about Rosenstein yet. The book's not out on him. I'm not sure, but we have Comey, McCabe, These are the people that just signed off on it, and here we go. But now it's more than obvious that this entire thing was a complete setup and sham. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This came out while I was saying the episode. Technofog here put, there's a new Flynn filing. Flynn's prior lawyers have found approximately 6,800 documents and emails that were not previously produced to Flynn and Sidney Powell. So I believe that's called the Brady Law, right? Where the prosecutors and the defendants have to swap, they legally have to swap all documents so everyone is on the same page and they have a clear case. But they found 6,800 documents and emails that were not previously produced to Flynn or his attorney. There's no question, there's no doubt that this man is going to be vindicated. He has been financially destroyed, completely destroyed, his reputation ruined. A 30-plus year military veteran and general. I've seen the list of things this man has accomplished. He is a diehard badass, special ops, and just super smart with cybersecurity stuff. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So this is the video here I want to show you from OAN, from Chanel Rion, who asked Trump about Flynn, and I want you guys to watch his response to it. This was awesome.
As I'd like to switch gears and talk about General Flynn. There are reports circulating now that he may well be fully exonerated this week. If that were the case, is there any reason why you would not bring him back into the administration?
I will only say this. I think that General Flynn is a wonderful man. He had a wonderful career, and it was a disgrace what happened to General Flynn. Let's see what happens now. But what happened to General Flynn should never happen again in our country. What happened to other people should never happen again in our country. What happened to your President of the United States should never again be allowed to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, to me, that looks like a man that is pissed off. And this whole virus thing, he's got him riled up. Trump's economy, the economy that he put us on track, was blowing records. Everyone was in good spirits. His rallies were just on a different level. He looks like a man that is ready to take the offensive and completely just go back and destroy these people for trying to ruin. It's not, because there's many, many lives that we'll never know about that have been ruined from this. Many lives that have been affected. That when we're only talking about the main players here, but this is what we're witnessing right now: the destruction of Spygate. We are seeing it happen in real time, and when the indictments come down, it's game time, ladies and gentlemen. It's game time. All right, so let's transition here from Flynn to Mr. Sleepy Joe Biden, and I want to throw this in here first because I thought it was interesting. Everyone saw those document dumps on JFK Jr. The only thing that I found somewhat interesting in these documents, because a lot of it, again, redacted, but this has to do with Joe Biden and JFK Jr. So I'm going to read the tweet that I had here. The new FBI doc dump on JFK Jr. shows him writing a threatening letter to Joe Biden, calling him a traitor in 1994. In 1995, there was a kidnapping threat against Jr., and then in 96, the case was closed. So my question was, what did Jr. know to call Biden a traitor? And I saw somewhere else, too, that JFK Jr. said something that he might have wanted him dead. Biden dead. And this is pure speculation from on this subject from here on forward, but did Biden have something? Did Biden have something to do with maybe a possible kidnapping of this guy, JFK Jr.? Like, how deep does this guy's corruption go? That's what I would love to know. I would love to know that. The fact that Jr. here was willing to call Biden a traitor, this was back in the early 90s. What did he know? What did he know? So that was some negative press for Joe Biden, but it's just going to get worse from here on out. And this is why. And that was the tweet here. I think I just showed you on the screen here, but let's take a look. So has everyone heard about Tara Reade? If you haven't, you're going to hear about her tonight. So this is from the Epoch Times here. And this is a commentary article written by Roger Kimball. This wrote, "Voters beware, Tara Reade reveals the shameful and the shameless." So what did he have to say here about Biden? He said the media have essentially buried the story of Tara Reid in a way that is both shameful and shameless, even as more and more evidence accumulates that the allegation is credible. Perhaps the latest tidbit is a recording of a call, apparently from Reid's mother, to the Larry King show some years ago, complaining about such an incident with a prominent senator. And let me get that video up for you guys so you can watch it. This was actually scrubbed for a while. Google deleted it. You can't find it in the catalogs. And thank God someone screen recorded it, and it's still on Twitter. So let's take a look here. This is supposedly Tara Reid's, I believe, mother here calling in to the Larry King show.
We're back. A couple more phone calls on this very important topic. Our guests are former United States Senator Howard Baker, Richard Allen, former National Security Advisor, and Lois Romano of the Washington Post. San Luis Obispo, California. Hello.
Yes, hello. I'm wondering what a staffer would do besides go to the press in Washington. My daughter has just left there after working for a prominent senator and could not get through with her problems at all. And the only thing she could have done was go to the press, and she chose not to do it out of respect for him.
Or she had a story to tell, but out of respect for the person she worked for, she didn't tell it.
That's true.
Now, but these are the people who do come to the Lois Romanos, right? The staff worker who says, I want to let you know about what's going on, either with my boss or the guy down the hall.
And a lot of these people have a sense of obligation. They feel that this public official should be accountable if it's something wrong.
They're whistleblowers to the press.
Exactly.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is supposedly Tara Reid's mother. That's Tara Reid's mother there. Now, that was the video. It's been scrubbed, and we can see big tech, they're scrambling with their narrative to try to push Joe Biden here, but now Joe Biden is here, and he's being blamed for sexual assault. And Tara Reid, just to catch everybody up, Tara Reid was one of his aides back in the early 90s who he sexually assaulted. Supposedly, he's being accused, but from what we can see here, it definitely happened. But from the Epic Times here, the article continues. It says it is both amusing and disheartening to compare the way the media has handled the allegations against Kavanaugh. And everyone remembers what happened with Brett Kavanaugh, and the way they are treating the allegation against Joe the Sniffer Biden. No slur was too groundless or too outlandish to be flung against Brett Kavanaugh, but Democratic politicians as well as the media had a field day. The reigning principal was innocent until accused, and how different it is with Tara Reid, and now the response is crickets. And it is. It's all crickets. Nothing is being talked about. And now here, this article I thought was interesting. This is Rose McGowan calls on Joe Biden to drop out as Tara Reid allegation boils up the campaign. And this woman has spoken about against Hollywood. She was in Hollywood. She's completely come out against the establishment and torched Hollywood. But now she is coming out telling Joe Biden he should step down. And the article reads here, Joe Biden has most of corporate Hollywood and an increasing slate of superstars supporting his bid for the White Household. But there is a lone Hollywood figure who is producing a significant commotion by contacting foul on his marketing campaign. The charmed actress may perhaps not feel like a heavyweight who can inflict injury on a big political vocation, but because previous Biden staffer Tara Reid allegedly that the prospect sexually assaulted her almost 3 decades ago, McGowan has turned into a one-woman military contacting out the hypocrisy of Hollywood and media elites, in particular Alyssa Milano. We're going to get into her in just a minute, who have backed the Me Too and Time's Up actions, but are nevertheless supporting the presumptive Democrat nominee. And now we're going to see, Miss Alyssa Milano, who I just cannot stand. This whole entire Me Too movement is all good and dandy until it affects a Democrat candidate. And then, the mercy and the love kind of drains out if it goes against that narrative. And we're going to see it right here. This was from a Breitbart article. We'll just take a peek at this. Alyssa Milano famously promoted the hashtag Believe Women slogan during the Brett Kavanaugh Supreme Court confirmation hearings. But the Hollywood star turned hashtag Me Too activist still can't bring herself to say that she believes Tara Reid, despite new evidence corroborating the former Senate staffer's claim that Joe Biden sexually assaulted her nearly 3 decades ago. So Milano tweeted early Tuesday, and this is what she said, a carefully worded message in which she told Tara Reid that I hear and see you, while stopping short of saying that she believes her. I'm aware of the new developments in Tara Reid's accusation against Joe Biden. I want Tara, like every other survivor, to have the space to be heard and seen without being used as fodder. I hear and see you, Tara, Milano wrote, adding to the hashtag Me Too hashtag. And Milano's latest statement comes a day after a former neighbor to Tara Reid said she and Reid discussed her alleged sexual assault allegation against the presidential candidate, telling Business Insider this happened, and I know it did because I remember talking about it. And this is the problem. It's not just Tara Reid. It's not just the CNN video. There's 2 other sources coming out saying and corroborating the story that Joe Biden did this to her. And it only was until then that Alyssa Milano decided to tweet, because if this was any Republican, anyone associated with Trump, she would be on the horn, tweeting every single hour, every single day about this. But all you hear now, because it's associated with the Democrat Joe Biden and the guy that's going to be running against Trump, all you hear is crickets and some bullshit tweet that meant nothing, probably just for her showing face. That's what we're seeing right now. And you can see the bias. You can absolutely see the bias. But what do you expect, right? But it gets even better from here. If you guys didn't see this video, Joe Biden's so detached, so bad at speaking, his wife had to speak for him. Let's take a quick watch here.
And together, we're just getting started. This moment reminds us that the presidency is about true leadership, having the forethought to prepare for the worst, the backbone to lead through chaos.
So yeah, this is how bad. Wait, was that the real? Wait, hold on, guys. Oh, sorry. This was the real video. I'm sorry. This was the real video. Sorry, everybody.
We're just getting started. This moment reminds us that the presidency is about true leadership, having the forethought to prepare for the worst, the backbone to lead through.
So you guys get the point, right? And this is Sol here, SOL. She is on Twitter here. She's fantastic. Give her a follow. Hashtag put in Joe. And I believe that, obviously, that's a deep fake on his face here. There's another one down here as well. You guys can see. Yeah. Get in there. Get in there. I'm probably grossing out the entire audience. But this is how bad it's gotten. And I'm going to show you guys a video right now of why maybe his wife should speak for him more here, because today we have another gem here from Mr. Biden himself. Let's take a listen.
I would get much more engaged in the world. We can't step back. If, in fact, for example, we solve the problem in the United States of America and you don't solve it in other parts of the world, you know what's going to happen. You're going to have travel bans. You're going to not be able to have economic intercourse around the world. There's a lot. Look, when America goes alone.
What are you economic intercourse? What does that mean, dude? You cannot lead this country. You cannot lead. I just don't get it. If everyone knows the reputation he has right now, these people that are on this PR party, just be like, listen, here's a script. Read the damn script and don't go off it at all. Don't go off it at all, because it's killing him. It's killing him. You don't think Trump's team's collecting these? You don't think of course he's collecting these, he's watching these. He's going to get destroyed. But it's like, dude, just stop while you're ahead. Just stop while you're ahead. And it gets worse because with all this Tara Reid stuff, look at all the reigning endorsements by Democratic women. And especially one that everyone knows, Hillary Clinton endorses Joe Biden for president. This came out, I believe this was today, April 28th. This came out today. So we have Hillary Clinton coming in with the endorsement. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, our favorite person on the docket here, Nancy Pelosi, also comes out of the woodworks and endorses Joe Biden for president. All these women here coming out to endorse Joe Biden. And I know they probably don't have a choice, but isn't the optics of this completely terrible? Isn't it bad that he's getting accused by a woman here of sexual assault, and all these women here, just under the rug, and we're going to endorse him anyways? It's such a bad look. It is a terrible look. And thank God he is not running this country. Thank God. And I'm throwing this in here too, because there was clips of Hillary talking about how much better of a job Biden would be doing if he was in Trump's shoes. And then I saw this article from Breitbart. Joe Biden expert Ezekiel Emanuel overestimated coronavirus cases by whopping 99 million. Thank God he is not running the country. My God. So top Joe Biden medical expert Dr. Ezekiel Emanuel predicted America would hit a whopping 100 million coronavirus cases by this coming Monday. He was only off by 99 million. You can't make this stuff up. You really can't make this stuff up. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to play this epic video here. It's about 5 minutes long. And a lot of you may have seen this, but I want to play this because I want to remind everybody while we're all here, why we're doing this, and the things to look forward to. The speech that won, I believe, the speech that won Trump as presidency in 2016, I'll play most of it. And then if you guys want to hang around a little bit, we can go and look at the new Q drops and just go from there, and we'll end the show with that. So enjoy it. If you guys haven't seen this, this is a gem of a video. Here we go.
Political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself. The establishment has trillions of dollars at stake in this election. For those who control the levers of power in Washington and for the global special interest, they partner with these people that don't have your good in mind. Our campaign represents a true existential threat like they haven't seen before. This is not simply another 4-year election. This is a crossroads in the history of our civilization that will determine whether or not we, the people, reclaim control over our government. The political establishment that is trying to stop us is the same group responsible for our disastrous trade deals, massive illegal immigration, and economic and foreign policies that have bled our country dry. The political establishment has brought about the destruction of our factories and our jobs as they flee to Mexico, China, and other countries all around the world. It's a global power structure that is responsible for the economic decisions that have robbed our working class, stripped our country of its wealth, and put that money into the pockets of a handful of large corporations and political entities. This is a struggle for the survival of our nation. And this will be our last chance to save it. This election will determine whether we're a free nation or whether we have only the illusion of democracy, but are in fact controlled by a small handful of global special interests rigging the system, and our system is rigged. This is reality. You know it, they know it, I know it, and pretty much the whole world knows it. The Clinton machine is at the center of this power structure. We've seen this firsthand in the WikiLeaks documents, in which Hillary Clinton meets in secret with international banks to plot the destruction of U.S. sovereignty in order to enrich these global financial powers, her special interest friends, and her donors. Honestly, she should be locked up. The most powerful weapon deployed by the Clintons is the corporate media, the press. Let's be clear on one thing. The corporate media in our country is no longer involved in journalism. They're a political special interest, no different than any lobbyist or other financial entity with a total political agenda, and the agenda is not for you, it's for themselves. Anyone who challenges their control is deemed a sexist, a racist, a xenophobe. They will lie, and then again, they will do worse than that. They will do whatever is necessary. The Clintons are criminals, remember that. This is well documented. And the establishment that protects them has engaged in a massive cover-up of widespread criminal activity at the State Department and the Clinton Foundation in order to keep the Clintons in power. They knew they would throw every lie they could at me and my family and my loved ones. They knew they would stop at nothing to try to stop me. Nevertheless, I take all of these slings and arrows gladly for you. I take them for our movement so that we can have our country back. I knew this day would arrive. It's only a question of when. And I knew the American people would rise above it and vote for the future they deserve. The only thing that can stop this corrupt machine is you. The only force strong enough to save our country is us. The only people brave enough to vote out this corrupt establishment is you, the American people. Our great civilization has come upon a moment of reckoning. I didn't need to do this, folks, believe me. I built a great company, and I had a wonderful life. I could have enjoyed the fruits and benefits of years of successful business deals and businesses for myself and my family, instead of going through this absolute horror show of lies, deceptions, malicious attacks. Who would have thought? I'm doing it because this country has given me so much, and I feel so strongly that it's my turn to give back to the country that I love. I'm doing this for the people and for the movement, and we will take back this country for you, and we will make America great again.
Doesn't that just bring a tear to your eye? Beautiful, isn't it? And I play that because I want people to remember why we're here, while we're doing this, that we are fighting for our futures here. And we got a man up there that is taking all the slings and arrows for us. He is putting himself and his family through absolute hell. So that's that. So let me play the music here. Let me pull up qmap.pub. That is the show, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to be getting some bonus here. Let me pull up qmap. I wish my scene tab would stay still so you guys can be on the right thing here. It's driving me nuts. Okay. All right. So, 382 likes. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get that up to 400, please? That'd be fantastic. Just hit that like button. Hit that like button. We'll get QMAP up here. And, let's see what Q dropped here while we were on playing that video. Okay. Wow, we got a lot here. All right, so it looks like we have 3989 here. It looks like 3 flags with a picture, and Q just put 3 asterisks here. I'm not sure what that would mean. I have no idea. I know. Does anyone know if Flynn was a 3-star general? That's just an idea I'm throwing out there now. 3 flags mean 3 stars? Not sure. Let's go to 3990. This is a picture here. It looks like an FBI chain of command for the mid-year investigation. And we have Comey again all the way at the top. We have Chief of Staff, and it goes all the way down to Peter Strzok, who we know is a piece of shit. And yeah, and Q pretty much says FBI chain of command, mid-year investigation, HRC email, FBI chain of command, FISA, Russia, POTUS, Flint, Stone, Papadop, Manafort, CIA, Bridge. And wow, this is a this is a long way. It's just giving a list here, ladies and gentlemen, of all these people that were fired. And then it looks like on the next Q drop here, Q on 3991 gives a list here of every person here that's been fired by the administration. All special agents here. Looks like the director of FBI, former FBI chief, Andrew McCabe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 21 names here. 21 names. Crazy. This is crazy. So Q's, I guess, just reminding us again, look who's been fired. Look at that. And 3992. Guys, I know this isn't the best analysis. I'm just reading these for the first time with you guys as well. 3992, as they read, Mueller designed to take in evidence needed to expose. It looks like here was this Deep State, just making sure. Deep State, DOJ block Mueller evidence ongoing investigation. Mueller designed to limit POTUS' ability to maneuver. I feel like these are reposts. Again, it's just talking about Mueller in the midterm elections. The news is fake. The war is real. We knew Mueller's investigations were a bunch of nothing burgers. 3993. Q writes, remember this important fact. Adam Schiff is part of the Gang of 8 intel. So I guess that's Italy, will become critical once Gang of 8 material is declassified. Logical Q. If Adam Schiff knew everything he's investigating and stating publicly to be knowingly false disinformation, why then would he take the course of action ongoing? That is a great question. He already knows it's a lie, but he's going to continue on with the act. It's a movie. Did Adam Schiff purposely deceive the American public, thinking the Gang of 8 material plus other classified documentation would never reach the public domain? Adam Schiff memo was false. If Adam Schiff was privy to Gang of 8 classified material, would he not know the same facts? Truth as Nunez. Think Nunez memo versus Schiff knowingly. What if it was coordinated? Well, if Q's asking, it means most likely it was coordinated, obviously. Obviously. 3994. How does Soros communication secure DNC leaders? Oh boy. And it looks like Q just asked these little drops here. 3995. How does China communicate securely with the DNC leaders? 3996. Information warfare. Infiltration instead of invasion. Q has said this before. Let's go through this quickly. 3998. Again, the silent war continues. Q has said that many times already. 3999. Wow, geez, Q was really posting here while we were on the air. It looks like this is a screenshot of another drop. 3693 talking about same evidence to free Flynn currently being used to indict others by grand jury. And Q has it underlined here from this last drop. Same evidence to free Flynn currently being used to indict others grand jury. So again, this ties in perfect with the theme of the live stream tonight. The shot heard around the world. This vindication of Flynn is going to be a domino effect that's going to touch these actors. That's going to bring them down. And the last one dropped 4,000. Wow, we're at 4,000 drops since Q. It's been a wild ride. Let's see. How do select bad actors attempt comms without signet collection? What's that? Does it not give? Okay. Rebellion of Empire, private invite only, factions dark to light. Let's go. Let's see if this will bring it up for me real quick. All right, it's not loading, but it's okay. Its site might actually be crashed. I'm not sure what that is, but it's a StarWarsCommander.com transmission game closure announcement. Oh, wow. Yo, you know what? This just hit me. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, I just had this blew up my mind. So I've been working on this dig on the side. George Soros bought stocks in Activision, and I know all this because I'm a gamer. I still play Call of Duty. I've been gaming my whole life. It's what I do to take my mind out of all this. But George Soros bought up stocks in Activision. And the crazy thing is, when you go into these gaming platforms on Discord or just inside the game in general, the communications, I believe, are completely encrypted. You cannot track them. They cannot be traced. You cannot bring up what was spoken like you can on a phone. So I'm thinking here, because without seeing the link here, it says StarWarsCommander.com transmissions game closure announcement. Sometimes these older games, they're not updated and they're kind of just left to be as time goes on. But people that can still go on these games, they can still communicate with each other, talking to headsets through these games. So I wonder if Q is stating that the reason why maybe Soros has invested stock, there's probably many reasons with video games lately, and he did this right before the coronavirus started to become a thing. And streams for gaming have been at an absolutely all-time high record. They're making tons of money because everyone's home. All these young kids, not even young kids, just people who stream in general. All streams are up. So he was obviously going to be making money from this, but Q just talked about this. How do select bad actors attempt comms without being collected? And Q writes here, rebellion or empire. And is that a shout out to Star Wars? Dark to light? And it's funny when it says private invite only, there are when you go into a party chat, when whoever's in that party, you have to, whoever's the party leader has to send out that invite, and whoever's invited is they're the only ones that in the entire world that can listen in and hear what's being discussed on that. And I know that because I've been gaming my entire life. How cool is that? How cool is that? Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I know it too because just kids are toxic on there. You can get away with saying almost anything. And all you can do is put a report into Activision, whatever game platform it's on. See, you guys got some extra content tonight. You guys got some extra content. A little dig that didn't even know it was going to happen tonight. So there you go. There you go. So that's all the Q drops. I wonder if they're going to keep dropping tonight, but there you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So let me hop over to the chat real quick. What do you guys think of that little dig? Think it makes any sense? I think it makes a lot of sense. So that's crazy. That's crazy. Maybe that is how they're communicating. Now I'm gonna have to do a dig into this. Crazy, crazy. This Q is awesome, man. Yeah, all right. So that's going to be the Q drops, everybody. Remember, if anyone wants to, again, I'll do my shameless plugs here real quick, and then we'll tie up the show. Thank you for everyone joining. We're at 9:11 right now on the clock. Thank you for everyone joining here. I think we got about we topped 600 viewers, which is fantastic. That's right where we are each night that we do this. So thank you for the likes. Hit that like button. We have 450. If we can get to 500, that'd be great. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let me get to the shameless plugs. And again, Sean and Todd, thank you for moderating the chat. They look sexy as they always do. I didn't see any trolls tonight, so that is fantastic. So with that, thank you for everybody joining tonight's show. Go to the YouTube channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends and family. We are the news now, and support independent media. Go to my Patreon if you want to increase your fandom. Become a patron for as little as $1 a month, $12 a year. That'd be fantastic. Completely up to you. If you want, also go to my BitChute for my backup content and my wokesociety.com webpage for all your podcasting platforms, and of course my Woke Society shop. And for one-time donations, go to the PayPal. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is tonight's show. Thank you for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure. Be on the lookout for more content from Woke Societies. And until then, stay woke.